I'm so excited. Between 1985 and 1992, my first guest had 24 straight top 10 hits. And that helped make her the best-selling female country act of all time. Please welcome Reba McEntire.
Thanks for having me on the show.
Thank you for being on the show. You look great.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And I didn't know it was going to be such an educational show. I did not know about all the things about the Statue of Liberty.
It's pretty amazing, isn't it?
It's very amazing.
Did you know she was in Vegas now?
Yes, I did. I drove by there last night, matter of fact.
You were in Vegas last night?
I was in Vegas last night.
What were you doing
right down
there?
the strip playing a private show and then came out here to visit with you.
Oh. So you got some good money last night at a private show.
Yes.
That's where we make some good money on those private
That's the
things.
good thing, yes.
Your hair looks so cute. I think we have the very same hairstyle. Do we? Mine's a little messier because I had to wear that spoke thing.
I like your hair, though.
I like your hair short.
Thanks.
Yeah, I think we look younger.
Oh, yeah, and boy, it's so much easier to fix and to do with.
Right.
Because when I had the big hair, I kind of thought I had to act a different way.
Like what?
Like sophisticated and dignified, and that's not me. I'm more, you know, frisky and spunky, and hairdo, it just fitted. It was great.
Now, I heard this, I have to ask you this because I heard that, tell them what your favorite song is.
My favorite song? It's also your favorite song.
I know it is. Go ahead and say it.
Oh, say, can you see? The national anthem.
It's my favorite song, too, and it changed your life as it did mine. Right?
Isn't it amazing how one song can do that?
Isn't it amazing how many things we have in common? Have you ever forgotten the words or anything?
No.
No, thank God.
No.
I remembered all the words. I just forgot the tune.
That's important.
Yes, it's always important. Well, I was, you know, never really a great singer.
No, I thought you did real good.
I did on those few notes, huh? I held those notes pretty good.
You
I was
have
pretty proud of that.
power.
Why, thank you.
What you lack in tune, you have in power.
So, talking about the rodeo and everything, I didn't know this about you, but you kind of grew up in the rodeo.
Oh, yeah. My grandpap was a world champion in '34. My daddy was a world champion in '57, '58, and '61.
What, world champion what?
I'm sorry, a world champion steer roper.
Oh, wow.
Okay, now, Roseanne, that's when you come out of the chute and you rope the steer around the horns. You lay the trip, which is you put the rope on the right side of his hip, and then you and your horse ride off that way, and you trip him. You hop off your horse as he's going that way, and you get down and tie the steer up.
Man. So you have like 2 generations of rodeo championship steer ropers.
Yeah. It was a great education. It taught me how to work hard.
Yeah.
It taught
and
me
your
how
dad
to...
was pretty rough on you, wasn't he?
Yeah, yeah. Daddy was very rough on all 4 of us kids because when he said to go do something, if you didn't, you got your butt busted or, you know, you got reprimanded for it.
Did he whip you with a bull whip or something?
No, we had a little buggy whip.
A buggy whip?
Yeah.
Oh.
And Mama had a little old quirt Daddy got in Mexico, and we hid that behind the deep freeze several times.
I wanted to talk to you about your song, The Greatest Man I Never Knew.
Yeah.
Such an awesome song. You can't hear that song without crying.
Well, it chokes me up, especially when I'm singing it in the audience. There'll be women in the front row reach down and get Kleenexes, and their husband will put their arm around them. And I've seen dads and their sons sit there and hold hands or, you know, embrace each other because it's a song about a man who is a father and is not comfortable about saying I love you to his children. Now, Daddy's never said I love you to any of us kids or Mama that I know of.
Wow.
And it really bothered me for a while. And when I recorded this song, The Greatest Man I Never Knew, Daddy, he kind of didn't know what they were talking about. And I explained it to him. He said, oh, well, that's nice. And one time, the only time he's come close to saying I love you, and it really wasn't legitimate because he was coming out of surgery from having triple bypass heart surgery. And he was in the hospital room there in Tulsa, Oklahoma, and I was there, you know, with all my brothers and sisters and Mama. We were waiting on him to wake up. And when he did, I walked up to him. I said, well, Daddy, I got to go. The bus is outside. I got to go play Chattanooga tomorrow night, and I got to go. He said, well, okay, honey, I love you. We all looked at each other and said, yep, it's the drugs.
It's kind of one of those stern, not real verbal, but, you know, I love in the song where you said that, you know, he gave us everything he had.
That's cool. So you knew that he
Oh,
loved you.
always. He showed it instead of telling us, and he's on his older age.
A lot of dads are like that.
Yeah, that's why that song is so popular, because it's so relatable. Right. And the older he gets, the more sentimental, and he's getting a lot more mellow.
Yeah, the men get more sentimental as they get older, don't they?
Yeah.
We got to go to commercial. We're coming back to talk to Reba some more. So I'll be back here.
Don't leave.
Well, I'm not hurting like I used to. I got lucky, can't you see? Love came searching, it could choose you. Love's the greatest victory. So whoever's watching must be watching over me. Whoever's watching.
You look way better now.
Thank you.
You and your hair and your new thing, that was your
God,
big
I
hair
hope so.
attitude going on there.
Oh, that was not even big yet.
That
It
wasn't
gets
big?
bigger later. Yeah. No wonder I have neck problems. All that hair.
So I wanted to talk to you about the first, I love this story, the first time that your brother sang at the rodeo. He got paid how much?
A quarter. He got paid a quarter. We were at the Cheyenne Frontier Days Rodeo in Cheyenne, Wyoming, and we were staying at the Frontier Days Hotel.
Wow.
And back in those days, Roseanne, there weren't televisions in the rooms. Well, of course, the ones we stayed at didn't have televisions in the room, or telephones. So everybody kind of congregated in the lobby. And we would visit, and it was really neat back in the good old days. And so some of the cowboys got paid, my older brother of 2 years, to get up and sing a song. Just, pass the time, Pake entertain us. So Pake got up and sang, "You Ain't Nothing But a Hound Dog," and a cowboy gave him a quarter. So I said, "Hey, Pake, come here." Got him over the side and I said, "Help me sing. Think of something I can get out there and sing. Let me make a quarter." So I got up and I sang "Jesus Loves Me," and they gave me a nickel.
Now, what kind of a spark did that light in little Reba?
You know, Roseanne, I've been fighting it ever since. I don't understand that mentality. I sang just as loud, I sang just as long, and I got a nickel. Ticked me off big time.
Now, I think you've made a mistake there, because I bet you sang 10 times as good, too. Right?
Well, Peg probably don't think so, but I tried. I really did. But it's really funny that the women in the business have been fighting that same system, and all you can do is just keep plugging, keep working. Don't make too much fuss about it. Just prove yourself. And that's what I've been trying to do for the last 20-some-odd years.
And you have nothing left to prove, because you've proved everything there is
Well,
to prove.
thank you. Thank you.
But you
Thanks.
But you, like me, because when I grew up in Utah, which wasn't far there from Cheyenne, Wyoming.
Very
we used
true.
to drive over there, too.
Really?
So I saw rodeos and everything when I grew up, too. But you, like me, we both heard Loretta Lynn when we were young, and she so inspired me in my comedy and everything I do, and also you, right?
She's got the driest humor.
She's very funny.
She doesn't mean to be funny, but she is. And the things she says is honest and from the heart, and I love her with all my heart. We've been on television shows before, and we'll be sitting there and talking, and they'll be saying, "Okay, girls, we're ready for you." And she'll look at them like, "Don't you know we're visiting here?" Get on to them, and just like they're her kids.
Yeah.
She's wonderful.
But her music, I mean, she really cut through a lot of stuff for women.
She did.
Totally.
She did. When she sang "Don't Come Home drinking with loving on your mind," and then my generation came out and said, "Well, don't come home at all." Forget it.
That is kind of the progression, isn't it?
Exactly.
Because I remember when I heard her songs, I was like, this is something new. I've never heard this. We never got to hear that other side.
Yeah.
And of course, all her other things are awesome, too.
Oh,
the first time I met her,
absolutely.
she was going to read my poem for me.
Yeah.
And she's reading my poem, and she goes, I have to do her accent because I love her. She goes, "You know, it says right here, Roseanne, you need to get yourself a little nerve pill and take one of them every day."
She did.
And she's like really pro. She's really pro women too.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. You couldn't do what she did, you know, having children when she was, what, 13 years old?
Oh, my God,
And being the first lady in country music to ever win Entertainer of the Year. I've watched her on stage. I've watched her on television. I've watched the movie Coal Miner's Daughter.
Yeah, isn't
I'm
that awesome?
a huge fan of Loretta Lynn.
We both love her. We're going to commercial. We're sending her some good vibrations while she's
Good.
out there on tour now. We'll be back in a minute.
Wonderful.
More with Reba.
And I wake up and my little girl's about to be somebody else's wife. I don't know where I fit in.
Lizzie, let me tell you where you fit in, right here, with Emma and with me.
I know you're trying, but the truth is we're strangers. We just happen to be married.
You know, you are such an awesome performer like Garth Brooks. I mean, you can stand there in front of 60,000 people and you just nobody even blinks.
Oh, thank you.
So I think you're going to do great as an actress.
It was a lot of fun, and getting to work with Tim Matheson and Bess Armstrong, it was, you know, I depended on them a lot of the times to kind of pull me through, but it was a lot of fun. It's very challenging. So much different from being on stage, because on stage you get that instant,
Right.
you know, they either love it or they hate it.
Right.
They either say, yeah,
Right.
or they, yeah.
Yeah.
But on a movie, we filmed that movie, Forever Love, back in March. And now it's coming out September the 27th. So
Did you like it?
I loved it.
I couldn't stand. I couldn't stand it because you're like living in a trailer. It was too much like before I got famous. You just sit in a trailer all day waiting for somebody to come over and get you.
It reminds me of the Army, you know, hurry up, wait.
Yeah, a lot of, okay, come down and say your line. Now the lights were wrong, so you have to go back for 9 hours while you move
Exactly,
It's way
exactly.
too boring. I know that in 1991, it's so incredible that, you know, you were going to go on the airplane with your entire band, but something held you back. And
Well, let me set the record straight
Yeah.
on that.
yeah.
I was never going to go that night. After just let y'all in on what happened, for you who don't know. We played a private show in San Diego, March 16th, 1991. And after the show, 2 small planes were going to take the band and crew on to Fort Wayne, Indiana, where we performed the next night. And Sandy Spica, my stylist, and Narvel, my husband and manager, and myself stayed all night, and we're going to take another plane the next day. And one of the planes got out of San Diego just fine, and the other plane's wing hit a rock on the side of a mountain. And we lost 7 band members, my tour manager, and 2 pilots.
Man.
So it was something all of us had to live through. Everything happens for a reason. I don't know why, but you got to have faith in God and know that He's got a better plan and go on with life. And the next day after the plane crash, we were there at home back in Nashville, Tennessee, and I was sitting in my bathroom there at my dressing table, and this warm feeling came over me, just
Wow.
of relief and like a signal, and it said, "Go sing for us."
Wow.
And I knew then that they had made some sort of contact with me and given me some peace of mind that I could go on and do whatever I'm supposed to do in life, and I had their blessing. So I didn't feel like I had to go back, that they've already traveled the distance with me. They're with me all the time.
All the time?
Their love, their support, and I know that they're at peace wherever they are. They're okay. If I didn't know that, I'd been totally nuts by now.
You're a strong person to have that deep of a faith and a belief and something to hold on to like that. That makes a strong person, I think.
That was very important at that point. Anybody who's been through that knows that you've got to dig way down deep and get some inner strength, and then get from other people and draw and bond. And the more you talk about it, your problems and the things that are really bothering you, once they get out in the light, it's not as bad as you really thought it was when you were holding it in.
Right. Also, you seem to be able to, like, handle things that you never thought you would be able to handle. I mean,
That's very true. And the number one thing that I learned out of the whole accident was that you can't live your life as if it's going to go on forever. You have to live your life as if this is the last day, and that I did say goodbye to them because they were leaving and I was going to stay all night there. we all left on happy terms. You know, we were all right, we're going to play San Diego again next week, and we're all going to get together, and this has been a great year. And although it was a very young year, we were all, you know, we partied on an up note.
Yeah. What do you feel like, I mean, do you want to, this is kind of a real intimate question, but just because we're talking real intimately, what do you feel like, did you always feel this since you were really young, that you were called or set apart to do something
Like
great?
singing? No, you know, I was the third of 4 children. I wasn't the oldest, I wasn't the youngest, I wasn't the only boy, I was the third kid. You know. So singing was the one thing, the one way I could get everybody's attention. Because if you talked, you were just another voice.
Right.
And so when I sang, people stopped talking and listened. And so I knew from a very early age that that was the one way I could get attention, and it continued on through school
But were you
and
blown
college.
away that you could sing? I mean, did it blow your mind to hear your voice the first time and know that you had a great voice inside yourself?
That never entered my mind. I was just so thrilled to get attention. Really, I just thought everybody else could, but probably didn't use it.
Wow.
Yeah.
You just have such a great voice. We can't,
Thank you.
we can't let you go without, like, really begging you to sing something for us.
Oh, well. Oh, okay.
And we love so much that you're just going to be sitting in the chair and singing it without...
Well, you want a up-tempo, a fast, a sentimental, a slow? What do you want?
Well, I don't know. I know you can do anything.
Well, I don't know about that. What would you like? You want something like, sweet dreams of you.
Keep going.
Every night I go through. Or you might like something like,
Woohoo.
here's your one chance, fancy, don't let
I
me
love that
down. She said, here's your one chance, fancy, don't let me down. Lord, forgive me for what I do, but if you want out, well, it's up to you. Now, don't let me down. Now your mama's gonna move you uptown. That's the fun stuff.
You have such an awesome voice.
Thank you. Thank you.
I'm so moved by it because it's just like, it's a voice that wherever you are, you just totally freeze and listen to.
Oh,
you are
thanks.
such an awesome woman. Thank
You're
you for
sweet.
coming.
You are too.
Oh, thank you.
You are too.
Me and you and our new hair and our new attitude.
Telling you.
Thank you for being on my show,
My pleasure,
Reba.
Roseanne. Thank you.
We'll
Thank
be
you.
back. The Children of the Night. That was very nice. Hey, if you're in the LA area and want to see my show, call 1-800-485